Hello guys, welcome to Holatech. Today we are going to solve the Leetcode problem number 167, that is to sum number 2 input array is sorted. So hope you guys know the already we have solved the Leetcode problem number that is to sum, which is of type easy, and they mentioned in that problem there is there is no input guaranteed like it is sorted, and also there is no guaranteed it is an one indexed as it mentioned over here, right? But in this case they are saying like the array which is they given is one indexed instead of zero indexed. Okay, and also they are saying your solution must use only constant extra space. So basically we should not use any hash map or something like that to solve this problem. But in the previous, hope you guys remember, like we have used a hash map to store the values as a keys, and values from this array as a keys, and indices as a values in the hash map, correct? And that's how we have solved it. But in this case, like it is a, they already mentioned everything is like sorted. So in case of like sorted, what is the approach we can which can come to our mind? As you might be heard in many of the tutorials, when everything is sorted, the very best approach is like using a pointers, right? When at the last, or maybe a binary search, or you can use a pointers we using like left and right side, correct? So in this case, we are not going to solve using a binary search or something like that. Definitely we are going to use a two pointer approach where we point let me write up this, okay, here. And as you can see, as I'm trying to explain, is like we are going to use a two pointers, so that could help us to solve in a much better and cleaner way. Cool. So what I'm saying is like I'm going to use one pointer at starting, another pointer at the end. So I'm going to compare these two elements, first and last, and if their sum, say for example given target is 9, right? When we say 15 and 2, correct? So how much it is? 17, and this is a sum mark, right? This is sum. Is this sum is greater than the target? Means 17 is greater than 9. True, right? If it is true, what we should do? Basically we should decrease the j. So j will be pointing to here, and I is still at this same index, 0th index, right? Now again we need to add these two elements. So what will be the sum now in this case? So 2 and 11, how much it is? 13, correct? And is s greater than t? S is how much here in this case? S is 13, target is 9. So still it is greater than. So what we should do? Basically we should reduce it. J, we should do a minus minus. So now this is how it's going to compare. Okay. Now we are I is at 0th index, and j is at, this is j, as I'm saying, j is at the first index. So again we need to add it up. So what is the sum in this case? 9. So 2 plus 7, that is the sum, and it is resulted in 9. So is 9 greater than, so basically we can say it is like very other condition is like we can check is it equals to also, okay? 9, no, right? If it is no, and there is another condition which I forgot to mention initially. So if it is greater than, if it is equal to equal, so there is another condition, s is equal to t. If equals to t, right? Basically we should return I and j. Return I comma j. So we should return I comma j, going to be the result. This is a case. What if there is a no target at all? What is the result we should return? Correct? They not mention that case, but worst case we can return it as an empty array itself, right? Say I'm going to say let's take the same example itself, that is I marked it, this one is done. Okay, 2, 7, 11, 15, and target as, say the given target as 1. Okay, the given target as 1. Cool. In this case, this is the another scenario where we were not able to find the indices, correct? So let's do this iteration. As I'm saying, I'm going to take the uh, pointers starting at the I, starting at I is a starting 0th index and j is at last index. Okay, and now I compare. As I said, sum, this is the first condition, is equal to target, so I should return I comma j, correct? So what if s is greater than t? What we should do? We should, so s is what, this one, correct? So s is greater than t, we should decrease the j. I can say it as like a j minus minus. Okay, if it is not, so s less than t, so we should increase the I, correct? So in this example, what I was saying is, like, say I'm going to add these two numbers. 2 plus 15, how much it is? 17. Correct? 17. So I'm going to write a 17 here. Let me do it, clean it up. 17 is greater than, what is the target one? Yes. Correct? So in this case, what we should do? We should decrease the j. That is, j will be pointing to 11 and I is pointing to 2. So again, 2 and 11 is added. How much will be? How much it will? So sum is going to be. That is going to be 13. Correct. 13 is greater than 1. True. So in that case, what we should do? Again, decrease that. Decrease the j and check the 2 and 7. Sorry, yes, 7 and 2. So it will be 9. 9 is greater than 1. Yes. So in this case, what we should do? Again, decrease it. So we are at the current case where there is a while loop. I am going to use it, right, where I should be less than j. So this condition is false. So in this case, we are going to return an empty array, as I said, right, in the explanation. I am going to return empty array, int array. Okay, nothing is there. So this is the solution, guys, which we are going to code it today. Cool. Hope you guys are able to understand it. Now let's write this solution in the Leetcode platform. So as I said, I'm going to use the 2 pointers. So this is an easy solution, but only problem is, like, we should not use the constant extra space. So if you use it, then there may be a chances that your answer may be get rejected. Cool. During your interview, but here it's going to execute. No worries about in the Leetcode platform. Okay, so let's say where I, maybe I can say it as I, right? I is pointing at the left, and which will be at 0, and another is j pointing at end, so I can take it as a numbers, right? So I forgot you guys to explain which is, that is, like, as they said, one index, right? When we are returning result here, basically in this case, when we are trying to return it, right, I and j, so basically we need to make it +1 +1. Why? Because even though we are iterating starting with the 0th index while iterating, right, as I said, I'm going to start with the 0, I and j, correct? So only while returning we need to do a +1, so that the answer is treated as like a one indexed. Okay, in rest other cases it's really fine. Now let's go and code it up. While I should be less than j, we keep iterating and check if sum, before sum I need to calculate the sum. So where sum is equal to numbers of I plus numbers of j. So first and the last index value is added first, and that is the sum, which is we are going to store it in the sum variable, and we are going to check that sum is greater than the target. So first we need to check whether it is equals to target. Immediately we can return that result. Okay, if it is that the case, so I need to return it as an int array of so I, that is +1, because this is one indexed array they are given. So because of that we are doing a +1 for the end result. Okay, what if not the case? If sum is less than the target, sorry, greater than the target, if so we should do a j minus minus. Okay, what if in other cases I can directly write it as I plus plus. Cool. Now at the end we need to return the result as int array of empty. Okay, now let's submit this code and see it works. Cool. Now it's successfully accepted, as you can see here, right? So let's discuss about the time and space complexity for this solution. As I was saying, basically we are using the just two variables, that is yes and that is a sum, right? Sorry, three variables. One is like I and j we are going to use, and also the sum. So I can say like there is an auxiliary space complexity if these variables are considered, or else you can say the time complexity is the space complexity will be definitely an linear time complexity, space complexity. Okay, in case if they ask you variable also be counted, then you can say it like a O of n space complexity is taken to store the n number of variables, correct? And the sum is also half. If you see here, right, how to calculate the space complexity, if you look at this array and every time we are adding, right, so two values are getting added, and we are storing the sum. So means half the elements are getting stored. So I can say it like O of n by 2 for the sum variable storage, right? And for the int, definitely it has to go to the first left half and the second right half. So this is I going and this is j going towards the storage, right? So if this is the case, so what is the space complexity? We can say plus, if they asked us to count the variable which we have used in the storage, right, variables like now numbers and pointers, then we can consider it as O of n. So this is the space complexity. And if looking at this time complexity, right, like looking at like we are going to iterate throughout the array. So there is no this is the worst case. If we able to find the solution at the starting itself, we can directly say it like this is the best time complexity, but worst time it is O of n, because we have to iterate throughout the length of the array, correct? Hope you guys able to understand it, and in case if you have any doubt or any clarification, feel free to write it in the comment box. So for more such videos, please like and subscribe and stay tuned for next videos. Thank you so much.